Hello folks, I'm back again, and today we're painting the Cult of Crono. That is the latest faction from the DEI expansion Faith and Anarchy. If you'd like to see the Anarchy side of this expansion, or the Breachers as they're called, I think they're based off like a hacker group or something. They have sort of an advent calendar with all kinds of like extra Christmas promos and stuff. I actually have all those printed out in here. I might transfer some of those to cards and do a playthrough with some of that stuff for Christmas this year. I think that would be fun. In fact, because for some reason I didn't want to play this all through the summer, because playing like something in the bitter cold in the summertime just feels kind of strange. It still hasn't snowed yet, but I think I'd like to break out DEI now I got all of it painted and all of it ready, and play a whole bunch of games and try out all those expansions I never really got around to this summer, including the new solo faction, Cult of Crono. So without further ado, let's take a look at those guys. There wasn't a lot to go on as far as the color scheme for these. I had this little picture in the front, the artwork for this, and also one picture of the leader inside here. And that's all I had to kind of reference what these are supposed to look like. So I used a bit of creative license with the color palette. In fact, here's the color palette I used on these guys. I went through these really quickly like I usually do, putting them on popsicle sticks and painting them with a mixture of contrast and speed paints. So if you look at the color of the plastic, you can see it was intended to be this green color. So I picked something on their body that was as close to that color as I could. So I picked one aspect of that model to be kind of the primary color, something you could easily identify from a distance was that team. And that green was the color I picked to kind of help me solidify who's who. So the way I do all these DEI things is I'll take 5 of them and I'll put them on the popsicle stick, and I'll kind of nail down my color scheme for like what I want. I don't mass produce that first 5 because I might want to change my mind. If they're a little different, that's fine. You know, it can kind of mix in with the others if it's not too far off. I had some colors in mind, but other ones I might have experimented with a little bit. So I nailed it down with that first 5, and then I proceeded to just replicate that across all the rest. So these guys are led by this crazy cult leader, and he's definitely a cult leader. He's got his megaphone in his hand. He's got some loudspeakers on his back, and it's almost like he's got a Bluetooth speaker. So he's got wires and stuff going, and he's definitely he's just converting people. Their special power of this guy is that he just converts people. So you'll have a troop there, and he'll like hey in the thing, and then he'll just turn into one of his people. So that's the way Cult of Crono go. This guy sort of harkens back to a lot of the Warhammer 40k preachers and evangelistic guys that I've painted in the past, so I definitely had an easy time with that guy. In the end, I really love the color scheme. I think it's pretty close to the artwork. I think in the artwork he had purple sleeves and stuff, at least as far as I could tell. I've yet to find a contrast or speed paint that really looks great in purple. My purples just stink. Anytime I try to paint it with contrast paint, it just looks terrible. Every now and then I'll get it to look okay, but especially at that scale, I decided to just skip it and go with a different color. And because his team is all wearing this other color, that color green, I decided to go with that. So that's I made that color I always try to put the team's color somewhere on the leader as well, although they can have quite a different outfit on. Now I've been studying up the solo rules, and I think I've got it down enough to play. I've just broken down Stalker. I've had Stalker on my game Filminator for about 2 weeks now, and I've broken it down and called it done for the moment until I decide to do campaigns on there. So look forward to at least one solo play with these guys, and I'll probably solo one of the regular factions, and I'd like to mix in some other factions as well. Maybe get Owen over and try some of these crazy scenarios. There's so much in this box, this huge box, as far as expansions go. So many different ways to play this game. It'd be neat if I could just have an excuse to break this out quite a bit more often. I've got sort of the sea of games. Like, if you could see the other side of me, it's just a wall of games. So there's a lot of options. But there's something I just love about this game. I can't even really put my finger on it. It incorporates a lot of stuff I really like a lot. And I can't wait to play it some more. And for that reason, this won't be the last time you see it on the channel. Even things I love sometimes have some issues. You need to be aware, if you've got the expansion and stuff, check it for mold. Apparently, a few people have reported mold. I went back and looked. I destroyed my boxes. I got into kind of a purge mode, and I ended up getting rid of my expansion boxes. And I don't see them anywhere to look. I didn't notice anything that perceived to be mold in my stuff. But you should probably double check yours just to make sure, because apparently some people on Board Game Geek are reporting it. So I found that very shocking and depressing. It's like, I'd hate to like stick something moldy inside of here and just ruin everything, especially after I spent all this time painting it and stuff. There are probably ways to beat it. I'll UV the whole dang thing. I'll just hit it all with UV light or something like that and kill it if I got to. But that's it. I'm all painted out for DEI. And if you'd like to see the whole story, the whole saga, there's a playlist right here. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see stuff about this in the future. And until next time, enjoy your games, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.